Good morning, everyone. Welcome to NESN Sports Update. I'm George Balekji. And last night we went to bed with the Patriots taking hold of the top seed in their conference and making their first step towards retaking the AFC East throne. See, they've won the division 17 times since 2001, and over that span, the Buffalo Bills have won it just once, coming last season after sweeping the Pats. With their 7th win in a row, New England reasserted themselves as the kings of the East. The wins. Monday night, the story of the game, gusts ranging from 25 to 50 miles per hour. You know what that means? Run the ball and don't turn it over. Bills can't do either. Scoreless first quarter, but Josh Allen and Matt Breida can't have a clean exchange, and Lawrence Guy recovers it. Patriots ball at their own 29, and 2 plays later, Damian Harris with a huge hole breaks out for the 64-yard touchdown run. Longest run of his career. Pats ran the ball 10 times straight to open up this game. This was their 9th attempt, and that gets them 6 points. Going for 2 right away. It's a toss to Brandon Bolden. Just gets in. Patriots lead 8-0. They have a 2:18 remaining in the first. Bills punting. N'Keal Harry, the returner, not Gunnar Olszewski. Harry lets it go, but the ball takes a bounce off his face mask. Bills recover. They get the ball in the Pats 14. Bill Belichick said after he put Harry back there because he wanted a good ball handler, but no handles there at all. And Josh Allen makes him pay right away. Play action pass to Gabriel Davis. Bills settle for the extra point, so Patriots still lead 8-7. Fourth quarter now, 14-10 Pats lead, just over 2 minutes to go. Bills with the ball in the Pats 18 on 3rd down. Josh Allen escapes Dante Hightower and Dietrich Wise, but end zone shot to Dawson Knox, knocked down by Adrian Phillips. AP with the play of the season so far. So game comes down to 4th down. Patriots blitz the house, and Allen looking for 6, but Miles Bryant there to get a hand on it, and that would be game. Patriots throw the ball just 3 times. Yes, 3 all night, but a win is a win. 14-10 the final, as once again, strategy is key for the Pats.
It takes a village, and the coaches, they've been in a lot of games like this, and Coach Belichick and Coach Josh, they've been in every type of element there is, and they know what it takes to win. So I think we knew if we just held onto the ball, we'd be okay. And when we do that this year, we're like 93% win. So we just got to continue to do that.
Good to get the win. Really proud of our players. These guys did a good job on all 3 units. We played kind of the way we felt like we needed to play to win, and in the end, scored enough points. It was a lot of situational football that I thought we, for the most part, handled fairly well, and just got to give the players a lot of credit for just being tough, being disciplined, being resilient, and dealing with a really good football team, and conditions that were somewhat challenging. So good to get the win. Time to move on.
3-time Super Bowl champion with the Patriots, Matt Chatham, now joining me. A big smile, and can you blame him after that win? Chatham, for the Patriots, it was their toughest opponent yet, toughest away game yet. Terrible conditions to play in, but now 7 straight wins for the Pats, top seed in the AFC. What was the difference to you in this game tonight?
I think the real story of this game is that the Patriots chose tactically to play as if the conditions were as important of an opponent as the Bills and the building. And I really look at this game plan as so wild, so unusual, so wacky. Jonnu Smith with a catch leading the team in receiving, having 230 whatever yards on the ground and having that be basically the offense for the day, as if this was a black and white game in 1950 whatever, right? So it's just different, but it was incredibly purposeful. It really warped the clock, kept the ball out of the other side's hands, and they had enough faith in the information that they got in pregame that Nick Folk could hammer those kicks at one particular end zone. They got a couple of them. They got the one big score. They ball controlled, kept it out of the other guy's hands, and ultimately they won.
Mac Jones didn't throw his second pass attempt until 7 minutes left in the game. Finished with 3 attempts. What do you make of that strategy? It builds off what you were just talking about with the time of possession there.
Yeah, really the story there, George, is I can understand how it's frustrating for a fan. You've never seen anything like this. This felt like some goofy, high school football game or something where you're playing keep away. But that's essentially what it was. We're talking like 50 mile an hour gusts that, maybe don't come through your TV so much. But this was very purposeful. You would see those, sort of developments maybe in the third quarter, the ones would jump to folks' mind as much as anything, where you'll have a sequence of runs that maybe don't go anywhere. But remember, if you accumulate all these runs over the course of the game, you can get 30 of them, even if it's just 20 that you weren't particularly happy with, some that went for 1 yard or just 2 or maybe 3 or maybe none. But each one's worth 30 seconds. That's the trade-off. You have a lead, you have faith in your offense, and you know that you would much rather be taking these chunks of clock during those quarters where Buffalo had the advantage. Ultimately, that paid off. You saw that the game ends with Buffalo essentially running out of time. So they traded yards and production and things of that sort for clock. It was chess, and it worked.
Patriots holding on to the ball 4 minutes longer than the Bills in this one. They had 5 less first downs, but like you mentioned, it was a matter of seconds in this game and matter of goal line stands too. No Kyle Duggar tonight. How about Adrian Phillips and Miles Bryant? Those 2 key plays at the end as the Bills tried to come back. What was it like to see those guys step up when one of the best safeties on this team was out?
Yeah, they were excellent. Hand on the ball several times. I think that was sort of a risk aversion the Patriots were trying to do on the other side, not put it get in a situation where the defense is touching the football. And Allen really dodged some bullets here in this game. Ball that was knocked out. These are not drops. Those are PBUs. Those are pass breakups by the defense. Tremendous big-time plays in big-time spots. But they're also incredibly dangerous throws to try to fit something in that wind. I think the Patriots know they're full of playmakers, on the back end. And those guys got their hands on balls at times they needed it. The real big adjustment, George, though, that really saved the game for them on that one deep drive that the Bills had late was Josh Allen runs for the big scramble up the middle. He gets a chunk of 18, 20 yards, whatever it was. They were a little thin in the box. They completely changed the rush, said, hey, we need more bodies in front. Preventing Josh from running actually becomes the most dangerous weapons that the Bills had on the deck. That adjustment was a big deal.
Going to the 0 blitz to end the game there and also see Matt Judon wreaking havoc there. Now, the Patriots say, they said in weeks past they don't believe in statement wins. But how much does tonight mean to the guys inside that locker room, Chatham?
I just think it hardens you. You get a little tougher, mental toughness, because that's really what this game is all about. It's so weird for, so much was made of Mac Jones being from, coming from Alabama and probably not playing these conditions, but who has? I mean, who has played in gusts like that? I don't care if you grew up in Pittsburgh, if you grew up in, Minnesota, you usually don't play in 50-mile-an-hour gusts. That's pretty unusual for anyone. So it's a test for all 53, the 46 that are there on that day. And they passed the test. And it's tough for the guys to even live out there and practice in it at Buffalo. It's not easy. So I just think the thing they come away from here is they faced a quirky, weird kind of night of football where everyone in America was watching, and they got over that hurdle. That's really all it means. Because when these guys face again here later in December here at Gillette, well, it's going to be a different kind of game. I think we all understand that. This was today's test. They passed it.
And the Patriots, they had to wait 14 weeks, but now headed to the bye. After it, visiting the Colts, and as you alluded to, hosting the Bills after that. Do you welcome this break at this point or relish it with all this momentum the Patriots have right now?
Oh, you absolutely welcome it. This is as late as it's ever been in my recollection in the last 20, 21 years of paying attention to this stuff. It can work both ways. I think the one thing they have going for them is they came into this game with an overly healthy roster. I mean, they weren't particularly banged up. Relatively clean sheets even at the end of the week with their injury report. In game, I believe that Damian Harris is one that you'll really want to keep an eye on. He had some nice runs even after he pulled his hammy, but he clearly has a hamstring issue. He's probably thrilled, of course, that he's going to get a little time here to hopefully help that heal. Will 1 week be enough? I guess we won't know, but that's really what these late breaks are about if you happen to get them. Making sure you come out the other end, the momentum thing is far less important than having a full and complete roster to head down the stretch.
7 straight wins for the Pats, now 9-4, top seed in the AFC, some well-deserved rest for them. Matt Chatham, as always, appreciate you joining me, brother.
My pleasure.